Thank you for joining us today for In Conversation with Kestin Cornwall and Michael Lepoy. Hi, my name is Kestin Cornwall. I'm an assistant professor at OCAD University in the Faculty of Design. I specialize in illustration, visual arts, graphic design, and advertising.
Great to meet you, Ehiko. So what I'd like to do is just ask you a few questions to introduce everyone to your work here at OCAD and what you're going to be doing after. So the question that I want to start with, what programs have you taken at OCAD U? And what and how do you involve your practice? How do they involve your practice and your work, those programs?
So I took two programs. My major was in drawing and painting, and my minor was in creative writing. And I think that they go together so well because my work also involves writing. When I do some installation work, like I did this one installation work on sexual violence, and it was about like a journal on a shirt curtain. So I basically wrote like a poem on this curtain and I hung it and it was an installation. So I feel like drawing and painting together with creative writing has really pushed me to, explore different mediums that I normally do, like installation and writing and poetry and stuff like that.
That's really interesting. How long have you done it? Like as far as been interested in those things?
Yeah, so writing, I've always been writing and painting as well, but like the program altogether, it took me 5 years. And at first I wasn't going to like complete my creative writing program, but like my mom was just like, just do it, you're almost done. So I did it and I really enjoyed the two classes I took. I took this one class, I forget the name, but the teacher's name was Canisia, and she was so good. We did a lot of dub poetry, we did a lot of poetry about comedy, we did a lot of performance. So I really enjoyed that aspect of writing as well.
Awesome. All right, next question. Can you give those watching and listening a brief informal description of your work and what inspires you? You kind of did that already, but you can go a little bit more in depth, and then what inspires you. And if you could give them your full name and any means of contact.
Okay, so I'll start with my full name. So my full name is Ehiko Odeh, and my contact, so I have a website, Ehiko Studio. The O is a zero because I feel like zero is the source of everything. And you can find me on Instagram as well at Ehiko with two O's. And so my work is mainly about decolonization. That's really the main theme of my work. I love talking about decolonizing the body, the mind, art, food, healing, everything like that in general. I feel like it's so important to decolonize ourselves because we don't really realize how much damage colonialism has done, especially towards Black people. So when you start like unraveling that, talking about that more, looking more into art like that as well, it's very, very like warm. It makes me feel warm inside because it's like, yes, I can do this for myself. I can do this for my people. And it's just a beautiful thing, I think.
That's great. Great answer. What interests you most about the field you're going to be working in or the work that you'll be doing in the future?
I think what interests me the most is bringing something new to the table. Art, especially in Canada, is very interesting. There's so many people that are talented, but I also feel like the field that I'm going into in terms of decolonization is such a touchy subject for a lot of people because people don't like addressing things that have happened. So I'm just really excited more than anything to bring like a new perspective on like decolonization, and not like in terms of a traumatic perspective, but like a healing perspective, because healing needs to take place in order for us to move on, like as a people in general.
Makes sense. Great answer. Could you describe your process and how you work? And it's more discuss your process, like how you get from point B.
Yeah, so I love doing a lot of research. So when I want to do, let's say, work on African masks, which is like another thing I love doing. I love going through like old history books. I love going through PDFs books online. So that's how like my process begins, is like doing research, looking at different types of designs, mark makings that are already there, because that always sparks a different thing in me to create more. And then from there, I can make either a sketch or just go straight into the painting. I try to make more intuitive paintings these days because I don't necessarily have a studio. So like I don't have time to like project the image or paint it like straight away. So I really have to just like go with the flow and like learn things as I go.
That's learning as you go is one of the best ways of learning. So if you
Yeah.
can two, you really get it's a really good growing process. Can you briefly describe your experience at OCAD U?
Well, I would say the first 2 years, I didn't necessarily enjoy it, but that was also on me, not just on the school. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know what type of art I wanted to make. And it was really hard because I was surrounded by like so many white people, and like the art was just not speaking to me. Like I felt like I had to create work like that to get like feedback or like even just more information on my work. But then like third year, fourth year, fifth year, I started enjoying it more because one, I was taking classes that I loved. My profs were really giving me feedback and I knew what I wanted to create. So even if I didn't get the feedback from my professors, like the oh sorry, what do you call it? The my classmates would give me feedback, and other black students as well, like when I'm in the studio, would just like pop in and just we would just talk. And I really love that about OCAD, like the studio time and like seeing new people every day in the studio, communicating with them. It was really beautiful.
That's great. What can people do to support your career?
Commission me. Commission me. I started taking commissions. I had a store, but I had to shut it down because I wasn't really as passionate about selling my art. I don't feel like I'm ready to start that chapter of my life yet. But if you want to support me, just commission me. Let me paint murals for you. I'm trying to do more mural work. So even if it's a mural, like I don't think it will be that expensive because I'm still, learning about it. Retweet my stuff, repost my stuff on socials, and yeah, just send me love. Honestly, any way you can. I'm always receiving support. So yeah.
Great points. People forget that because of social media, there's a lot of investment they can do for a young artist without actually spending money. And spending money is a great investment as well. And they should want to do that. But retweeting and sharing your work and posting in their stories and showing support and commenting
Mm-hmm.
is the show support for other artists' work. So great points. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, not really. But all I'll say is just keep creating. Everyone is a creative being, whether you believe it or not. And like creativity is our birthright. So keep making stuff that makes you happy. Keep doing whatever you can in these times, stay balanced and stay healthy. And I give thanks for the opportunity to do this. And thank you so much, Kestin.
No problem. Again, let everyone know what your name is, and we'll end it there. I appreciate the conversation and getting to know you.
So my name again is Ehiko Odeh, and you can find me on Instagram at Ehiko with 2 O's. That's EHIKOO, and on my website Ehiko Studio with an O instead of a with a zero instead of an O. Okay, yeah.
Awesome. Well done, and enjoy your day. And thanks for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out our next episode, blackocadu.ca. Let's go.